Hey everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to Cinefessions, where we talk all things media, and let me be one of the very first to wish you and yours a very happy new year. So it is officially 2023, which means that this is the fourth time I have made an annual media goals video, which is nuts. That means I am entering my fourth year of doing YouTube. My very first year I started this was 2020, January 1st, 2020, I think was my first video. And that makes January 1st, 2023, the day this video is going live, the fourth one. So let's see what year 4 brings for the channel here. Hopefully continued success and continued growth, but we shall see, fingers crossed. Today, though, what I want to do is talk about what my media goals are for the upcoming year. Now, if you are a longtime follower of the channel, you might know that I do this on the first of the year every single year, and then never really touch on them again as the year goes on. And frankly, I just forget about them. I don't really go back to them. They just kind of disappear. Well, the reason I think that happens is because I make them too complicated, especially last year. There was a lot going on with my media goals last year. So instead, what I decided is to just narrow it down to 5 different easy goals that I want to accomplish and focus on in the new year. So let's go through all 5 of them and let me know down below what your media goals are for the upcoming year in the comments. I always love hearing what you guys are planning to do because it always sparks inspiration for me as well. But before we get into this, if you guys do have a second, please hit that like button down below. That engagement really does help me out. But with that said, let's not waste any more time at all. Let's dive right in to my 2023 media goals. I'll mention before I get into this here that these are in no particular order whatsoever. They're not in like priority order or anything like that. They just happen to be the way I went through them when I was writing them down. So the very first goal I have for 2023 is actually a celebration of the 55th anniversary of one of my all-time favorite series, Planet of the Apes. I have been wanting to do a series retrospective on Planet of the Apes for the longest time because I love these movies. This is one of my favorite film franchises, and I have not talked about this nearly enough here on the channel. I did do like a series review in written form on the website a few years back. Well, probably like 5 to 7 years ago now, quite a while ago. But I've not done anything here on YouTube with it, so I want to change that this year. So my first goal for 2023 is to review all 9 of the Planet of the Apes films. And like I said, the original came out in 1968, which means 2023 marks the 55th anniversary of that, which is bonkers. Like I that's crazy to me, but it gets me really excited, and it's a really good excuse to look back at this entire franchise. So I want to go through all of the original films, the remake from '01 with Mark Wahlberg, and then of course the reboot trilogy as it stands right now. There is a new one coming out, but I don't believe that's coming out until 2024. So obviously I won't be talking about that one, but yeah, very excited about this. If I'm feeling really froggy, I might even look at the TV series, but that's not part of the goal. The goal is to review all 9 of these films. I will probably do some type of like weekly review series for this down the road, but I'm excited about it. I cannot wait to dive back into this series and give you guys my thoughts on why this is such a fun series that I love so much. So that's goal number 1, is to review all 9 of the Planet of the Apes films. Goal number 2 is not going to be a very popular one amongst us physical media collectors, but it is something that just needs to be done because, like everyone, I have limited space and I have a ridiculously sized physical media collection between movies, books, vinyl, I mean, you name it. It's ridiculous. And so because of that, this goal is focused on paring that down a little bit. So this goal number 2 is the 10% purge challenge. What this means is that I will be getting rid of an average of 10% of my standard DVDs, standard Blu-rays, the TV on DVD and Blu-ray, and my book collection. So what it will mean at the end of the day is that I'll be getting rid of around 450 items from my collection. Now that sounds like a lot, but when you have a collection of my size, that's really less than 10% of it because it doesn't include 4K items, nor does it include any of my boutique items, nor manga or graphic novels or my record collection. So it's not even 10% of my physical media collection, but it is 10% 10% of my final 2023 or 2022 number of standard DVDs, standard Blu-rays, TV on DVD, and my book collection. So I am getting rid of a different percentage of each of those, but at the end of the day, it averages out to being 10% of that total number of items. And so it's not perfect, but it's as close as I could possibly make it. And what it'll do is just free up some space, which is really what I need. It's not about like the cost of these things. It's about the space at this point. And so I just need to get rid of some things. And so that's what I'm going to aim to do in 2023 is get rid of around 450 books and movies in my collection. Gonna be an interesting one to see how that goes, but by the end of the year, I hope to get rid of around 450 items. So goal number 2 is my 10% purge challenge. Let me know down below if you guys are doing anything in terms of getting rid of items in 2023. Goal number 3 is the simplest and easiest goal on this list, and you guys are probably gonna look at me like, how is this even a goal? But I have not been to see a movie in a theater since Justice League released in 2017, so November 2017. That is 5 years ago, which is utterly absurd. So my goal number 3 in 2023 is to see at least one movie in theaters this year. Again, the easiest thing in the world to complete, but I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. This is one like I will have to force myself to get to the theater. I love movies and I love watching them, but I just don't go to the theaters. Now, around 2017 is when I did end up getting a projector in my basement. It's like, you know, a 120-inch projector screen. So that gave me that big screen feel that I was looking for. Now, that said, since then, my projector has, I've gotten rid of it. It's still hanging, but it doesn't work very well. And I did replace it with like a 75-inch TV in my basement. So it's not nearly as big. And the quality, the quality is better, but it's just different because it's not a projector. And so because of that, I figured let's try to get back to the movie theaters. I actually have like 2 gift cards in my wallet that I've had since 2017. One of them's a $50 Imagine gift card, and the other one is like my local MJR, I think it is, for $25. So I have $75 worth of free movie tickets. I need to take advantage of those, and I want to do that in 2023. So as long as I go to the theater one time this year and watch a movie, I will have succeeded in this goal. So goal number 3 is just to simply see at least one movie in a movie theater. That's a stupid goal, I understand, but I need to get back to it, and I think this is a good way to get back into it. So goal number 4 is definitely going to be the most difficult to achieve on this list. And even this one is really quite easy. But out of the list I've talked about so far, this is definitely the one that'll be like, if I miss one, it would likely be this one. But goal number 4 is to play at least one game on every physical video game console that I own. And that includes any mini consoles or classic consoles, along with any backwards compatibility. So all in all, there are 20 different systems that I have physical access to, again, between backwards compatibility and the mini consoles. So my goal is to play at least one game on all 20 of those. Now make note that I am saying play a game, not beat a game, because honestly, I don't beat that many video games. I play them until I get frustrated by them or I get bored with them and I move on. And I'm fine with that. So as long as I play it, no set amount of time. If I play it for an hour, that counts. If I play it for 10 hours, that's great. Whatever it is that I feel like I've played it long enough for that game, then I can move on and mark it off. So I'm not going to list every single console. I'll probably put something up on the screen so you guys can see all of the 20 different consoles that I have physical access to. But yeah, looking forward to this one, just to get playing some of these consoles that I have sitting around that I may have not touched in a while, or some new one. I bought a bunch of new consoles in 2022 that I've played maybe a little bit, but not nearly enough of. And so this is just a good excuse to spend more time with each of those. So goal number 4 is to play at least one video game on each of the consoles that I own, including mini consoles and backwards compatibility. 20 different consoles in total. So this one should be a lot of fun. My final goal for 2023 is going to be based on some 2022 purchases. You guys know, if you've been following the channel, I have been picking up some vinyl again recently. Well, some of it is still sitting sealed and I want to correct that. So one of my goals for 2023 is to listen to every vinyl purchase that I made in 2022. So that means that there are 19 albums on this list that I need to listen to. Now, I have listened to some of them already, but I'm going to start from scratch and go just from 0 to 19 because it's just going to be easier that way. So that is the goal. Like I said, these are ones that I just bought within the last like 2 months here. And so I want a good excuse to like sit down in front of my record player and play these guys. And so that's what the hope is for my fifth and final goal. Now, I could have done something like this for movies. God knows I could have done something like that for movies and video games, like any piece of my physical media collection, frankly. But I decided to do vinyl just because it's the most accessible, because there's only 19 of them. If I went to how many movies I haven't watched that I bought last year, you're talking like, I don't even know. It's ridiculous. And so this just felt like the more accessible of my physical media formats that I purchased last year. So that is my last goal for 2023, is to listen to every single vinyl purchase that I made in 2022. And that is the fifth and final goal for 2023. All right, so those are my 5 goals for this new year, and I know they're kind of weird ones this year. I felt like I needed to do something simple in order to make them achievable, and, sticking with things that I'm currently interested in, like vinyl right now I'm really into, and so I want a good excuse, or kind of a good check mark that I can do as I'm going through and listening to those. So I thought that'd be a fun thing to add to the list. But I want to hear from you guys. What are your 2023 goals? Anything like media related is what I would love to hear about. Or if you want to talk any personal goals, leave those down below too. Those are always fun to hear about. And there are others that I have as well that I just haven't included here. I wanted to keep this a simple 5. But anyway, guys, like I said, let me know what your goals are for the upcoming year. I hope it is an amazing one. Whatever happens, I hope you guys have a great year. I hope the channel here does well, and I hope life is just better in 2023 for everyone than it was in 2022. But that's it for today, guys. So if you enjoyed this one, please hit that like button down below. That engagement really does help me out. And like I always say, I talk all things media: books, movies, video games, graphic novels, manga, records. If it's media related, I'm interested in it. And if you are too, you might consider subscribing. All right, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful 2023, and I will catch you all next time.